everyone, and welcome back to my monthly crafting and talking show, Craftversations, where this month my guest is the very adorable, the very sweet, the very wonderful Sarah Grace Hart! Yay! Welcome, Sarah!
Thank you, I'm so excited.
I'm so excited to have you.
It's going to be so fun.
You probably recognize Sarah from all of Shipwrecked Comedy's recent doings, Emily Dickinson's Guide to Spending the Holidays Alone, where she originated her character, Emily Dickinson, that she will be reprising in Edgar Allan Poe's Murder Mystery Dinner Party, coming soon to Shipwrecked Comedy. Yay! And today we are going to decorate little tiny vases. Wait, no, little tiny flower pots. Oh, my brain. I've been sick this week, and when I am sick, my brain does not work the same. Does this happen to anyone else?
Yes.
Too much snot in there.
And it's hot out, so it's like a fever dream on, like,
it's terrible.
being sick. Yeah.
Pretty fun times. So yeah, we're going to decorate little flower pots. So if you want to craft along with us, you will need little flower pots, Mod Podge, and yarn of many colors, varying colors that you so desire. We also might use paint and glitter and other paper and other things that I had lying around. Let your creativity be your guide. And of course, scissors and paintbrushes and other crafting accoutrements.
So many possibilities.
So many possibilities.
Yay.
That's what Craftversations is all about. So shall we?
We shall.
Pick your little flower pot,
Okay.
and we have more, so make as many as you like.
I'm gonna do this.
I also have these little tiny ones.
Yeah, they're so cute.
They're so small.
Oh my god.
If we want. So if you're going to want to yarn it, essentially we will just brush Mod Podge all over it, and then wrap the yarn around, and then that's that. Or you can put on paper or paint, whatever you so desire.
Ooh.
Have all of the things.
Can I do paint and yarn?
Yeah, if you want.
Okay.
Who cares?
Great.
Do what you want to do. So Sarah, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
It's good to see you today and every other
I
day.
feel like we are together
I see you a lot.
all the time.
Yes, because
But I love it.
I've
Oh,
already
no.
got it all over myself. That's fine. There you
Okay.
are.
Thank you.
That's what happens on Craftversations.
Yeah.
Yes,
Crafting is messy.
Crafting is messy,
Yeah.
but that's how you create greatness. So you and I have just had a year
We have. We spent so much time together.
working on Poe Party. A lot.
Yeah.
How's it been for you?
It was really, really fun. I was really proud of us that we
Us too.
went from pre-production to production as fast as we did.
That's pretty true. So we had our Kickstarter, most of you probably know, but in case you've been under a rock for the past 6 months, we had our Kickstarter started in February, and then it ended in March, and then we started shooting in May.
Yeah. So very quick turnaround.
Yeah, we only had 2 months of pre-production, which isn't a ton.
No.
Considering our shoot was a pretty big shoot. How's the whole just process been for you from start to finish?
Well, it was really exciting. I have to say I was kind of nervous because I've never produced anything before.
Yeah, me either.
So, yeah. So
That's a scale.
it was like a learning experience for sure.
Yeah.
But it was nice because I feel like, I mean, I know you and Sean and Sinead. I knew you guys pretty well at that
Yeah.
point. I feel like I even know you guys better now. So I feel like us four together. made
Whether
a-
you wanted to or not,
Yeah.
we all know each other so,
So well.
well now.
But I feel like that really helped being a part of a team that we just understood each other really well. Because once we got on set, it was kind of like, okay, let's go.
Yeah, I would say we all work together pretty well.
I think so too.
Don't you think?
I do. I feel like we all kind of like had specific roles that we did, but also filled in for each other when
Yes.
we were doing other things.
That's true.
So that was kind of nice.
Also, we don't really butt heads much.
No.
I mean, we disagree sometimes.
Yeah, but disagreement's good because then it,
Yeah, you need to.
yeah. And a lot of it's like on things like which picture we like or like what
true.
tint we should use.
It oftentimes ends up being like a standstill over like a very stupid thing.
Yeah.
Where we have to just stare at each other until somebody,
Gives it.
yes,
Yeah.
until somebody relinquishes, which is kind of silly. But yeah, we really do get along well.
Me
Don't you
too.
think, person behind the camera? This is going to be weird because you will be able to add in on all of these conversations.
I know.
But you won't be able to.
Maybe I will.
Maybe you will. I will not stop you. How's that? Ooh, look at you painting already.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do the top in a pink and then the bottom in yarn.
I love that. That's so
Thank you.
cool. That's
We'll
a great
see how it
idea.
goes.
Yeah, we'll see how mine goes. I'm starting to wrap this yarn.
Ooh.
And I maybe didn't do enough Mod Podge. I'm not sure. We'll see. So you have a background, sort of, in, like, wardrobe and the costume arena.
Yeah.
Yeah? Tell us about that.
I went to Kent State University,
Uh-huh.
and they have a really big fashion department, and so I was a fashion merchandising major,
Uh-huh.
and then a theater and marketing minor.
Oh, I did not realize that, or I forgot.
Yeah, so
That's
kind
cool.
of a little bit of everything.
So
But
did you have the idea to come, was your intent to come out here and do more, like, fashion-y stuff?
No.
Wardrobe-y stuff?
not really. So my senior year of high school, I interned with a designer in Baltimore,
Mm-hmm.
and I really liked it, and that was the first time I ever, like, even thought of, like, the fashion industry.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, I had been acting for so many years outside of school that I already knew I loved it, but I wanted to try, like, a different art.
Mm-hmm.
And Kent kind of offered all those things, like the fashion department and theater and, like, Greek life. And then I got to live in New York my junior year, too.
Oh, yes.
As part of the fashion department.
That's so cool.
Yeah, which was really fun. And I interned with Town and Country magazine in their fashion department.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was kind of intense, but it was really fun. I'm glad I did it.
See, this is very interesting. I don't think we've ever had anybody on that's done that sort of thing.
Oh, wow.
And
Tell you all about it.
when I met you, you were doing wardrobe on Kissing in the Rain.
Yeah, that was the first time we met.
Yes. What's that wardrobe?
Yeah, when I became friends with Sinead, I think I had mentioned it to her that I, like, went to school for fashion, so, like, if she ever needed help. And then Kissing in the Rain happened pretty quickly after I met her, and she was like, hey, you want to be on set wardrobe? I'm like, sure.
Yeah.
That sounds super fun.
Yeah.
And it was great.
It was fun.
Because prior to that, I had never worked with, like, period piece costumes.
Mm-hmm.
Everything had been, like, modern, so...
And now you've worked with so
So
many
many.
period pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about wardrobe for Poe Party,
Let's
because
do it.
we did it ourselves.
Yeah, we did.
Most,
Very proud of
I
it.
am too. Most productions usually hire a wardrobe person, and we were like, we got this.
Yeah, we're good.
Which was fun because we were able to pick everything out, and I'm going to pat ourselves on the back and say we did a very good job.
Well, yeah, I mean, we had, 18 cast members?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Somewhere around there, maybe a little less, but
Yeah, so how many times did we go to Western Costume?
we went at least 4. I'm
I
pretty
was
sure, like, 6.
gonna say more like 6, yeah.
And I remember the first time we went, it was very overwhelming.
It was overwhelming, but we had originally gone to Universal and looked,
Yeah.
and they didn't have a ton of options.
No, I was really kind of surprised because I just assumed that they would have.
Yeah, and so but then we went to this place called Western, which is like it's like an airplane hangar.
Yeah.
It's
It's
huge,
huge.
full of just every kind of wardrobe one can imagine.
Well, and it helped that we had kind of an idea of what we wanted for each person, but
Yes,
also
that is true.
we kind of had to adjust for a few people just because.
Yes, that's true. It's funny, and we found some original pieces that, like, I remember we walked in and I saw this one dress that I was like, I want this for Annabelle.
Oh my god, I do remember that.
And then I tried it on, and it was not right.
No, it was more like Pirate Annabelle.
It was like Pirate Annabelle.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, I can't believe that we thought that was the correct dress. But it was like the first one we looked at. And the same with, like, George Eliot. We found a jacket one day that we
Eliot
really
was
liked.
kind of hard.
George Eliot was one of the hardest
Yeah,
ones to costume. Also one of the most expensive, surprisingly.
I know, and it was funny because I kind of thought she'd be one of the easiest ones.
I did too. Well, we were
It did not happen.
dressing her in male clothes, which was kind of hard because Lauren is a small
She's so
girl.
tiny. Yeah.
And we found one jacket originally that was like purple that was very, very small, but we found it one day that she wasn't there. We were just there ourselves.
Yeah.
And then we brought her back to try it on and we could not find it.
No.
And it just to like give you a sense. It's just like the largest place you can imagine, which is rows and rows and rows and rows and rows of jackets. And we had, like, taken pictures of their barcodes, which are inside the jackets.
Yeah.
There's no way to look in the row and know which one you want.
Scissors.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, I'll never forget.
So cute.
Thanks. I'll never forget the day you and I went.
Yes.
We were looking for Poe's jacket.
Which we had found before.
Which we knew was there.
We found the perfect one.
And we could not. We were, like, up on the ladder, like, digging through all the black jackets. And finally we were like, oh, my God, Poe's jacket.
I think it took us, like, 20 minutes to find it. It was a triumphant moment when it was like you started reading the barcode to me.
Like, yes.
And I was like, yes, that's it!
The lottery. Like,
we started screaming in the middle of Western. We were so happy because I was just like, we are never going to find this jacket.
No, and it was perfect.
It was so perfect, but we found it.
Did.
Do you have a personal favorite costume from Poe Party?
I really love Shelley's.
Yeah, me too.
And that was another one where we were like, what, a week away?
Yes.
Maybe a little bit more, and we couldn't find something for her.
And I was very discouraged. I was like, we are not going to find a good dress for her.
And we went to this, like, really random store in Burbank, and we were like, I don't know, let's just look. And then we saw one, and we were like, hey, this is perfect.
Yeah, you tried it on. It was weird. On the hanger, I was like, that could work. And then you tried it on, and I was like, that's beautiful.
Perfect, yeah.
And then in the camera test, it was so gorgeous.
Yeah,
I just,
was great.
lost my mind.
I also love Eddie's jacket.
I love Eddie's jacket, too. Interestingly, the men's jackets are more expensive than the women's gowns.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Fun tidbit. And when we had a camera test to test the costumes with the camera, and thank goodness, only one of them did not work.
Yeah, and out of all those things that it could have been,
yes,
it was great.
It was a vest we had found for Guy DeVere, Kurt Mega, at Goodwill. We also did a lot of our shopping at Goodwill.
Yeah, we did. We found a lot of, like, the white shirts.
Can't tell you how many white shirts we went through. How many white shirts did we end up buying? Probably like 12.
We bought 2 for each of the guys. So, yeah.
And we were, like,
plus Elliot,
in Goodwill trying to compare the white shirts and, like, find ones that looked similar enough that they could double.
Yeah.
That was hard. But we did it.
We did. I'm really proud of us, and we had a good system on set, too.
Yeah.
Keeping everything together, so.
I was going to say, that ended up being more difficult than I anticipated, for sure. Like, just the continuity.
And I think once we got on set, everything moved so quickly that, like, when we did have changes, people were coming up and, I mean, they were good with their costumes, but, like, all of a sudden, everything would be all over the room, and we were like, oh, okay.
Yes,
Gotta
I
keep
agree.
Things together.
I think in the future, we'll probably want to have someone on wardrobe. Yes.
It was difficult.
All of us were also acting and producing and doing wardrobe.
Yeah.
Although I would always like to be able to pick out the wardrobe.
Yeah, I think, our next projects, we need to kind of keep that system.
Yeah, I really feel like we have a decent eye for it, and all of the costumes on camera look so beautiful.
They do.
Together.
They really do.
Well, I really like the color palette
Well, and that was something we kind of kept in mind, too, though. We were, I mean, especially for, like, the women's gowns. No one's wearing the same color.
Yeah, it's true. And they're all, like, kind of muted colors. No bright colors, but they're all very, like, rich and beautiful. And they really look nice on screen.
They do.
I'm really, really happy with them. So, yeah, it was pretty fun.
Yeah, it was really fun. I was kind of nervous at first because it can be kind of daunting to, like, look for that many costumes, but again, that's why having 4 people on a team is really nice.
Yeah, it's funny, the last time, for some reason you weren't there that day, but Sinead and I were there, and we started looking at the costumes for our next project.
I'm so excited.
Our next project, which has not been written yet at all.
No.
Maybe a little bit.
Just in our minds.
Just in our brains. We were like, this will be fun!
Yeah.
And then we just got carried away, getting so excited about all the possibilities. Fun. It will be a different time period, and we are excited about it. I like the way this little guy is turning out.
That looks great.
Yeah, I was curious about how this multicolored yarn would do.
I like it.
It's very Easter. Too bad Easter has come and gone, but oh well.
It's okay. It can be like summery, too.
Yes, summery. So tell us about playing Emily Dickinson.
Poor Emily.
Hashtag poor Emily. You've had a long lifespan with Emily
a long
now.
run with her, yeah. Become buds.
Become buds. When was it that you guys did Emily Dickinson's Guide?
We did it December 2013.
Wow.
So like 3 years.
That was around the time we were shooting Kissing in the Rain.
It was the night before.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It was like right then. But yeah, Emily, I don't know. I mean, she is agoraphobic and she really doesn't like people, but
Thank you.
She means well.
What was your sort of like, did you have a particular thought or approach in terms of playing her in this bigger setting?
Yeah, it was when I actually went back because I hadn't watched that video in like so long.
Sure.
It's funny because she, at least how we played it last time, like she didn't want to leave her room, but she also wasn't like, she was still kind of sassy, like in her own way.
Mm-hmm.
She just got very animated about having to like leave or talk to people. So I tried to bring that back, but now there's so many more characters that she has to deal with, and that just is like her worst nightmare.
There are more characters that are like above and beyond bigger and more animated than Emily.
Yeah, like there's a lot of really loud personalities.
Yes,
and she does not have one.
That is true.
So I think
made even louder by the actors that portray them.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But that's kind of the fun to it, I think, is that Poe Party has a really nice balance because there are like very big characters and there are also very underplayed characters.
Yeah, not everyone can be like the super loud one.
That would not work.
No, it would not be true to her, so.
Yeah, it's a nice... It's a nice balance from everybody.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for people to see it.
Me too.
I'm also a little nervous.
I know. I hope people like it. I think they will.
I think they will too,
The nice
as long
thing
as they take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, and the good thing about having such a large cast is that there's going to be a character, I think, for everyone.
I think so too.
To be like, oh, I love that character.
I think so too.
Which is nice.
Ta-da! My first little guy. Cute. So, as of right now, we have almost picture-locked the first episode. Almost, not quite. I can't speak today.
Very exciting. I didn't think Joe was going
to
get to it so quickly.
He's fast.
Yeah, and it looks so good.
It looks so good. And I'm just very excited about it. I've never, like, seen this part of a show. I've never experienced it, like...
Yeah, I've never been, like, in the editing.
That's so cute!
Yay! I know.
Sarah.
It's all those years in a sorority.
A true crafter. That's
Crafting
right.
things.
You were also in a sorority.
Yeah.
I was, too!
I know, I love it.
What sorority were you in?
I was in Delta Gamma.
Yeah, I was in Alpha Delta Pi.
Mm-hmm.
How was that for you?
You know, I know a lot of people who have had like really negative experiences with Greek life, and it makes me really sad because for me it was so positive, and I like learned a lot about myself, and it was like a community for me. But I know it's not that for some people. So every time I say it, I'm cautious about who I say it to because sometimes they're like, oh, okay.
I feel like sororities get a bad rap, and I am all about fighting that because I feel like that comes from just honestly like an anti-woman like mindset. Honestly, like that's what and don't get me wrong, I am not super in favor of frats because there's just weird stuff that happens in that. Well, I wouldn't want my son to be in a frat.
And it's weird because, I mean, frats and sororities play by, like, very different rules.
Very
and I always
different
found
rules.
that to be really, like, sexist because I don't know, like, we were held under such more scrutiny
than the
fraternities were.
Of course, because women always are.
Yeah, and I'm like, all right.
Pass the scissors again. Yeah. Thank you.
But I really enjoyed my time being in one, and it was really great.
I did too, and I don't like it when girls... I'm being like, I don't normally get this like outspoken about things, but I don't like it when girls put sororities down because it's like, girls being friends and being nice to each other.
Right, like
what's wrong with
each
that?
other up.
That is, and yes, like in any group of people,
there are bad eggs, and
it can go a certain way. But like, I found a sorority that I felt very welcomed by, and I never felt pressure to do anything I didn't want to do.
Well, and for both of us, I mean, we were out-of-state students, so, like, it was an instant community.
Yes.
Which was great.
Which was very much what I needed and wanted, and at least at my sorority, like, doing a bunch of different things was super encouraged, and all of my sisters came to see all our plays, and like, it was just about like doing your own thing and supporting each other.
Oh yeah.
And there ain't nothing wrong with that.
No, we had girls, like, people came to see my play, and then we would go to, there was a few girls on the gymnastics team.
Yeah.
So we'd, like, go watch them, and...
That's so cool.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. And then my little brother went to the same school when I was a junior.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, the last 2 years I got to, like, spend college with him, which was really fun. Yeah.
Was he also in the Greek system?
He was, yeah.
How was that for him?
He really liked it. It's funny. So Kent's like a really big school, but the Greek life is pretty small in comparison. So we were all very close with one another, just because there weren't that many of us.
Sure.
I mean, there were, but in comparison of the school, there wasn't. But he kind of like latched on right away to it. And like,
great.
yeah, I did a lot of like the like leadership roles and all that.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's a lot of, it's not just like drinking and partying.
No.
Like, I did not drink until I was 21, and I didn't go to many parties as a sorority girl. Like, that's not what I got out of it.
Like philanthropies and socials and all of that.
Not all that. They get a bad rap, but
I
had a great time
well.
making a very bedazzled little guy. This is left over from my Craftversations 6 months ago with Joey Richter, if you remember.
What did you guys make?
We made little Christmas trees out of pine cones, and the pine cones, like, died.
Oh, no.
So I have these guys still left over, and I'm just making it very sparkly.
I love it. I think I'm going to put glitter on this little guy.
Yeah, do it.
I want to say a big thank you to Debby Li for sponsoring this video. If you'd like to sponsor a video or get any other number of many different perks, visit my Patreon at patreon.com/mkwiles. Patreon enables me to continue making videos like this one, so if you like my work, check it out. Thanks so much.